Hello, everyone. Welcome back to What Businesses Need to Know Right Now. I'm your host, Nettie Owens with Sapari Solutions. I help high achiever business owners reach success without sacrificing themselves or the ones they love. And I've brought Ayisha Thompson from Envision Creative Art today to talk about brand. Ayisha is the founder of Envision Creative Art. She helps businesses discover and develop innovative brand identities. With her support, clients develop strategic and impactful brands. I don't even know if you can see. Let me show you some of the work that she has done. She is the creative genius behind the Momentum logo that you see here, which has become a brand that people recognize in this community. So thank you. That resonate with their target audience, increase brand awareness, and create captivating messaging that consistently converts leads into clients. Welcome, Ayisha. It's so good to have you here.
Nettie, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here with you today.
We are going to jump in and talk about brand as it relates to our current reality. So that big question that I'm asking everyone, what do businesses really need to know about brand right now?
I think one of the most critical things that businesses need to understand and know about branding just in general is just the term brand itself. What does that mean? A lot of times, especially startup businesses, you hear the word brand and you instantly think, oh, that's just my company. Or that may just be my logo, my visual identity, but it's the entire experience, especially now, post the pandemic, or we're transitioning into a new normal. We need to understand that it's an entire experience that creates the brand. And it's not about just our perspective as business owners. It's really like, what type of feelings are we evoking in our clients? How do they view us as brands? So taking that time to really fully understand what that journey looks like from the client's perspective, and that will really help you to establish like that strong brand that will last a lifetime.
So differentiating brand from logo, from the other marketing collateral that might be produced, and that brand is really the identity of the company and the experience. I remember in the past you had like 3 different overlapping circles. Can you describe that for our audience again?
Sure. So in the past, we talked about the brand sweet spot, right? And what that brand sweet spot is that unique interaction that focuses on your expertise or skill set, all right? Comparing that or combining that with where your customers' needs are. What are their problems? What are their concerns? What are their needs? And then what currently exists? Combining those 3 elements to determine where you fit in that mold. How can you serve the customer and satisfy the needs, right? Or the problems, or have solutions to the problems that they currently have, but differentiate yourself so that you can stand out in an overcrowded marketplace. That's what we call that sweet spot. It's that special lane where you can just hone into being great and doing what you do as a business owner, and not having to worry so much about being competitive or, trying to figure out a new way to stand out. Right? Just standing confidently in what makes you, your product, your service great. Your brand sweet spot.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So what do you feel like there are certain businesses that do this really well? Like, could you give us some examples of some companies where they're like really nailing it on brand identity or standing out without, needing to create strange tactics to differentiate themselves?
That's a good question. And there's so many companies that are doing it. One company that comes to mind, it's actually, I'd say she's fairly new, Allocate Naturals. If you've been to Target, and if you are African American or you have curly hair, you may be familiar with this product. But what stands out about her brand is just the fact that, it's colorful. She's herself. She's incorporating various elements of what she incorporates into her ingredients to allow herself to be different. I'm sure you can go into any hair aisle in Target, Walmart, anywhere, and it's so many products. It's like the bread aisle, right? Mm-hmm. How do you differentiate yourself? But by just telling your story, engaging based on where your customers are and connecting with them, those are things that you can do to really like stand out. And she's doing a great job at that. I think another company that does an excellent job at really just like standing confidently in their brand identity, and this is one that everyone knows, is, Apple. Like, they just created a community and they've been around for years, and it's like an exclusive community. How many times do you ask someone, oh, do you have an iPhone or are you an Android? And it's like, if you're an Android, it's like, oh, you need to get with the times, right? They've done a phenomenal job where it's like, no matter what they bring out, like, their followers are like, we have to have it. They know what they're getting. They know the values of the company. They trust and they're confident in that they're getting a quality product that's going to last a lifetime, and is like on the top level of technology. So that's a huge company. And then I also gave you like a small company that a lot of people may not know about.
I love those two different examples. And what popped to my mind was I've noticed more of a focus on an individual, like on a leader of a company being the brand of the company. So you talked about Apple as the company, but you didn't talk about Steve Jobs. But with the hair care products, you talked about the owner of the company and her personality shining through. Do you see that trend? And, what might, like, I don't know, what's your professional opinion about it?
I think it really depends on the industry that you are in and your target audience. So you're right. I think nowadays, especially when you're seeking to support your target audience, you want to create like a more personalized experience. Not only from the aspect of, if you're a small business, you'd probably, have more face time, standing up, being the face of the brand, but having that connection because people will resonate with an individual where they can have some similarities. Maybe, we're both female, or we're mothers, or, we're entrepreneurs, whatever the case may be. Putting your brand in front of you allows for you not only for you to be the face, so someone has something to connect with, but also creating custom experiences for your clients. So, for example, it's not a conveyor belt. It's not, I'm giving everything to everyone and you just kind of have to pick one up. It's like, what do you need as an individual, as a consumer? How can I personalize that experience for you? So that's a big trend, is customization in anything that you're doing. Now, when you're talking about like more like big tech firms like an Apple, then yes, Steve Jobs was the forerunner for that company. And, ultimately he was the face of the brand. But when you're serving so many different target audiences, it's a little bit more challenging to necessarily put like another face behind the brand at that point. So hopefully that makes sense.
No, I think it does. And I think it's just interesting. It seems like a shift, in recent years to move towards having that personalization and knowing the company that you're supporting, knowing the people in it, that kind of thing. So what do you feel like is the most important element of your brand?
Value. I believe it's important for you to understand value from two different aspects of your brand. Like value as far as what your business stands for. What are your core beliefs? What's your social responsibility, right? How are you going to show up? How are you going to support your audience? Things of that nature. Having clarity on that as a business. Oftentimes that seems obvious, like we should know that, but oftentimes, especially starting out, a lot of businesses drop the ball because we're just trying to get out there and get the name out there. Right. And then secondly, worth. Your time, your talent is valuable, right? Putting some form of rating on it that will allow you to effectively position yourself in the marketplace, whether you're going to be a high price point or a lower price point.
That's super helpful. And I know you said that you think that it might be obvious, but I actually think it's a shift, kind of like we had talked about, that personalization is a shift. And in the past, people were just looking perhaps for the lowest price point, but now they're looking for that company that aligns with them as a person or as a business to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. But even decisions, like you said, getting hair products from Target, we're not just looking for, what it's doing for our hair, but that company as a whole. You mentioned the sweet spot, and you've brought something with you to share. How can people grab that?
Yeah, definitely just check out the link. It's a free guide to discovering your brand sweet spot. If this is something where you need a little bit more clarity on so that you can differentiate yourself or your business in the marketplace, this is the guide to help you do that.
Awesome. Awesome. I know this is solid. Check it out. Go to the link below, https dot whatever /bit.ly/sweet spot. So check out that link and grab it. Ayisha, it's been great having you on here. For those of you watching, if you love this, if you had an aha moment, please share it below. Do you feel like you have found your brand sweet spot, or are there other questions that you have? We'd love to hear. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll catch you all next time.